recording. Okay. Every video you watch, you'll probably see me say, oh, I should record. In my early years, every single video said, oh, the baby's crying. And then I would stop the video and I'll come back when the baby's not crying anymore. Time really flies. So let me just say one or two things about this assignment while it's open on your screen. These instructions are long. If you look at step 3, for example, look at this whole paragraph. It's a long paragraph and it is extremely specific about what you need to do in this instruction. So I would recommend, if you have a highlighter, invest in one, or a pencil or anything, and underline or highlight the stuff you are done with. Even in your exam, you're obviously writing on campus, so you'll take your paper and you mark what you've done. Because as you were able to see in the previous module rubric, I actually ask each of these things one by one by one. I just put it underneath each other and each of them count a point. So don't skip anything. And if you read this whole paragraph, I mean, it drives you crazy because it just doesn't make sense. But if you take it sentence by sentence, which is what I'm going to show you now, you will be fine. All right, so let's see what this specific exercise is all about. It says, your creative cooking class has volunteered to manage a bake sale to raise funds for victims of a tornado in a neighborhood town. To encourage more students to participate in the bake sale, you decide to put together a presentation that would run in the cafeteria. You want to show your audience how easy it is to make an apple pie. Okay, we're going to do that. So we're going to start, as always, this little bit is just some background information. We always start where you see 1. Okay, so obviously I'm going to start sharing my other screen now, where we do this, and then you are going to, hi Lutando, I'm happy that you were able to join us. Sorry, I wasn't able to send the link myself, so I asked someone else to just share it with you. Let's get to our blank presentation. Okay, so in our blank presentation, we are now going to follow along. And by the way, Lutando, you will be able to catch up last week's lesson by watching the video. So I'm sure you saw it, because I noticed you were on there. Right, so let's read. Step 1, create a new presentation. That word new says we are not using a template. We are not using an existing presentation. In chapter 3, we're going to use existing presentations. So we're going to start out and we're going to use a new presentation, or start a new presentation. And that means a blank presentation, nothing happening on this presentation at all. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing they say is you are using the retrospect theme. Okay, so when you go to design, you will notice there are so many themes over here. And today they bring in the new thing. That's what's nice about this book. They show you in lesson 1, they show you themes, but now they add something to themes and they show you variants. So for each theme, there is actually a color variant or a combination of colors that goes or can be changed on each theme. Now let me show you. They want us to choose the retrospect theme. As always, you will just put your mouse on the picture and you will be able to see which one is the retrospect one. Okay, this one. Yeah. Okay, so I chose the theme that they suggested. And what do you call that little, I want to call a snippet? It's actually a screen tip. Okay, so the screen tip tells you the name of the theme. Then over here you have your variants. Now just have a look. If you want to, I want to keep the theme, but I want this color variant, or this color variant, or this one, or this one, or whatever. Okay, so you can actually, in the third lesson probably, we're going to change the variant, the color variants of the screens. Okay, so I just want to change it back to the way it was. I think I didn't, yeah, that way. So they say, do not change the brown variant. Okay, so if you put your mouse on there, you will see that it's supposed to be the brown one. I guess if I put my mouse on there. But anyway, here you have colors, and here you can choose all the different ones as well. So if you don't see it in this little box here, you can just go here and choose from here. Some has a name like office, some has a color like red, marquee, whatnot. Okay, like I said in chapter 1, if you choose the wrong theme, you will not get the right colors. So you must choose the theme, otherwise you don't see the colors. What do I mean with that? They are going to give you specific instructions on which color to use, and you won't see it even if you don't choose the right color. All right, so here we go. So they're saying we're done with the first instruction. Now we go to the second instruction. On slide 1, create a background by inserting the photo apple pie. Okay, now you guys might think I'm just going to slap a picture on here and that is going to become my background. Well, yeah, you can do that. But when we do backgrounds, we actually insert it the proper way. You can click here on Format Background, and when you do, the side panel will open. Everything you need to do with a background will be here. But alternatively, you can just right-click somewhere in a background. I just want to mention, don't right-click in a placeholder. This is what we call a placeholder. So every time you see something with dots around it, it is a placeholder. So we don't want to click in a placeholder. We want to select somewhere on the outskirts of the side, and you want to go to Format Background. Either right-click Format Background, or you go to Format Background in the Design tab. Now, when you go to backgrounds, we are going to do most of these, but for today, they want us to choose a picture background. So you can get a solid fill. This means it's a color background. A gradient background means it's different gradient colors. A picture would be like a photo. A texture would be like checkerboard, sand, carpet, all those different textures. And then, of course, you get a pattern. So we are going to click on picture or texture, and you will notice that this is the papyrus. Wow, how do you say it in English? Maybe almost like that. But this is what they used in ancient Egypt. And this is obviously a texture because it says picture or texture. But we are not going for texture. But while we are here, let me just show you all the textures. Here you will see texture, and the one we are on now is the first one, which is papyrus. But I'm not sure how to say it in English. And then, of course, you get canvas, denim, woven mat, water, and there's some marble, all these different things. What's this? Walnut. This looks like my floor. All right, so this would be textures. But we're not going for textures today. We're going for pictures. So instead of going to texture, you will go to File, and you will actually go and look for your a background picture. Where is that now? Here we go. And in here, we are looking for PowerPoint chapter 2. This is where all your stuff is. And we are looking for apple pie. All right. So the apple pie is also the one thing that I sent to you on Google Classroom. So you can get it there. And as you can see, apple pie is now my background picture. But that is not where it ends. So it says, you are inserting it from files or wherever you get it as shown, and then you will change the transparency to 53%. Why would we change transparency? Because often the text becomes unclear when we type on something like this. All right, so you can have two things. You can do two things. You can either backspace this and just type 53 like that, okay? Or what you can do is you can take your mouse, and I recommend this for very patient people. All right, if you are one of those people who are very patient and love challenges, you can actually drag it until you get to 53. So once you have made the transparency 53%, either way typing or dragging, you will now see it becomes a little bit unclear, and that is easier to type something on. And that is how you do everything. If you have a nice picture that you would like to use as a background, but it is bursting with color, then you just change the transparency. That means you can keep the picture, but of course it won't be just a lot of color. It will be faded and so on. Done with step 2. Okay, you will notice as we go, I just throw in a lot of stuff here that I think you might need to know as we go on, but obviously you can ask me anytime, any other thing. So we're now going to type the title, which is Homemade Apple Pie, as slide one's title, and they want us to press enter after the word homemade, so that homemade will be on the top and apple pie will be at the bottom. So we're going to click here where we see apple pie, apple pie title, and we're going to type homemade, and they want us to press enter so that homemade is on the first line, and then we're going to type apple pie, penny pie. There we go. All right. So they say it's on 2 lines, and then center the text. So as you can see, I am done with 1 sentence of the instructions, but the paragraph is still quite long. So you just center like you usually center anything. You just go here to home and you click on center. All right. So we've done the one part. So I would suppose this little instruction could count to. First, you're entering the title, and it would be a 2-line title and centered. So 3 or 2 marks. If you did it right, very nice. So you can get a lot of points for just following instructions. Now they say, apply the word art style, fill orange accent 2, outline accent 2. Yeah, that's a lot. Don't let those things discourage you. You just go to format and you go to word art styles. And as you can see, the styles, there's some 3 styles here, but you will obviously need to look at all of the styles. And now you look for fill orange accent 2. Always you just put your mouse on there, fill orange accent 2, outline accent 2. That's the one. Now, if it says orange, I don't suppose it's worth going and looking at the black ones or the green ones. So just follow instructions and you'll get there eventually. Okay, so that is now the second sentence. So we have now earned another point by just changing the word art style. Now we continue. Change the text fill. Now this is where you won't see the same colors if you didn't choose the right theme. So as you can see, these colors go with the theme, which was retrospect. So you won't see these colors if you did not choose the retrospect theme. I cannot say that enough. I cannot tell you how many students don't choose a theme and then they don't see the color, and then they will lose 1 mark throughout the exam or throughout the rubric every time they choose a different color. Okay, change the text to dark red. Right, dark red. Orange, what's that? Brown. First color in the standard colors row. Oh, okay, here we go. So they actually give you that hint. First color in the standard colors row, and then change the text outline to green. Okay, here you go to text outline, and you change the text outline color to green. 6th color in the standard row. So this is standard row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. To green, and the text outline weight to 3 points. So everything is still selected. Just reminding you, we are still working on this. Oh, the dogs are making such a noise. So everything is still selected, and we're now changing the weight of the outline. So you make sure you go back to outline and you're going to weight, and it says 3 points. So you select 3 points. Apply the transform text effect. Right, now we are going here, and everything is still selected. So you're not selecting anything else. It has to be selected. So we're going to transform, and we're going to chevron up. Okay, chevron up looks like that's can up. Can down, can up. What else can it be? It's not that one. Not that one. Oh, that's chevron down. So that must be chevron up. Once again, the screen tip will tell you which one to select. So you're choosing chevron up. Click on it. All right. And position the word odd as shown. Okay. Looks like it's right the way it is. It may just be a little bit bigger. And then we're going to type bake sale Saturday, January 20 in the subtitle. Okay, so now we click in the subtitle and we type, and it looks like it's capital letters, bake sale dash Saturday, January 20. That is the subtitle. And now we're going to change the font to MV Bowley. So once again, you have to select the font, the text, and then you go here. You don't have to search through the whole thing by clicking on the arrow. You will just be typing MV, and then it will appear. So that's just faster. So we're changing the font to MV, increase the font size to 30. So once again, you don't have to scroll. You can just change it and then center the text like this. Right, and that looks like our first slide is done. Didn't say anything about the color of that slide. Oh, bold. Oh, we had to change, make it bold. See, if I missed that, it would have cost me a mark. Bold. Okay, bold, center, 30 points, MV Bowley, and that. Okay, so slide 1 looks like it is done. And for slide 1 alone, sure, that would be 15 marks just by following each instruction exactly as it is. Now we're going to go to slide 2. So we insert slide 2 by just clicking on new slide. Often the layout can be changed as you are typing, or if you can see the layout already, it looks like there's a picture on the side. You can actually choose the layout, and maybe it will be something like this, where you can have text on the one slide, a picture on the other. Okay, let's see what they say. Okay, so you guys are obviously going to print yours out or look from a different device when you get home. Okay, they say slide 2 to 4 with the 2 content layout. And once again, okay, so we chose the right one without reading. So this is the 2 content, and they say from 2 to 4. So that means slide 2, slide 3, and slide 4 should all be 2 content. And you can tell it's 2 content because it says 2 content. All right, and slide 5. Oh, just drag it to slide 5. Can you see what I did here? You can actually move slides anywhere by just doing that. Sometimes I assume everybody knows that, but maybe you don't. And slide 5 will be content with caption. So content with caption, picture with caption, probably title and content. Let's see how it looks. Oh, here we go. Content with caption. Okay, so that is how it's going to look. Okay, so we go on to the next page, which is instruction number 5. Okay, so we click on second instruction or second slide. Type the title and the content and insert all photos on slides 2 through 5 as shown. The photos to be inserted are called apples, ingredients, cooks, apple pie slice, and they are available on data files. Size the photos and then use the smart guides to position these images. You may want to zoom the slides to help you align the graphic elements. Okay, so they are not saying what the size of the images should be. And if you look at the images on your instruction pages, you will see that they actually have little screen tips next to the pictures, and that will be able to we'll get more ideas of what it is they want us to do. I'm not going to type all the content because I think that is going to bore you guys to death. So let's go and change and insert the pictures, and let's look if we can choose the right picture styles. Now, because we chose this specific layout, you will see you can easily add text here by just clicking in this box or placeholder, but you can also add images. Now, if you want to add an image, you will go to this picture that looks like a tiny computer screen with the image at the back. This is what you will do if you want to insert a picture. Here you insert a table, a chart, a smart art object, a video, or an online picture. So you can obviously do all of these things here on your menu bar as well, but it's up to you where you want to click. So we're going to click this one, and we're going to go to the picture that they want us to insert, and it looks like the apples one, and we will insert it. When it is inserted just like that, at least it is there, but it is not yet the way it is supposed to look. Okay. Okay, let's see if they tell us. Yeah, here we go. On slide 2, increase the title text, what. So let us look at the picture for now. Apply the bevel perspective picture style. So picture styles are all here where you see format, but just remember, if you don't have your picture selected, you will not see that over here. So often students say, I don't have that menu button. You do have it, you just need to click on it. And once you click on your picture, you will see it says format over here for picture tools, and then you will choose the style that they are telling you to choose. So we are changing it to bevel perspective, and it looks like it's something that is on its side, bevel perspective. There we go. So you choose what they tell you to choose. Change the border color to light green. So now we are going, since we are in format for pictures, all of these things in this menu row or ribbon, they call it a ribbon, is now associated with pictures only. Okay, and they want us to now change the picture border. So you just stay in this ribbon and you make sure that your picture is still selected. Okay, so they want us to choose green. It's the 5th color on the standard colors row, which is that one. And then change the border weight to 6 points. I would suppose we do that, otherwise you won't even see it. So once again, we go to picture border, scroll down to weight and change it to 6. Okay. All right, I suppose it's green because the middle apple is green. Otherwise, it wouldn't have looked good at all. All right, so let's see if there's anything. Okay, I'm going to do slide 2 because I said we're going to use 2 periods to do this thing. So let me do that properly. On slide 2, increase the title to 54 points. So the title is Choose the Right Apples. Okay, and they say we're going to change it to 54. So we're going to go here. You can just type 54 unless you enjoy using your mouse. And you change the font color to dark red. Okay, here we go. Font color is this A that is underlined. And dark red was the one that we had in the first slide as well. And then bold it. Bold it. So for this title only, you would have gotten 3 points. You would have entered it and you would have changed the size to 54. You would have changed it to red and you would have made it bold. So very important not to skip a step. Use the format painter to apply the same formatting changes. Okay, this is nice because it saves lots of time. So I'm just quickly going to enter my titles on the other slide so that you can see what they mean with format painter. The format painter is probably one of the nicest buttons ever invented because it does save a lot of time. Directions. Okay, so what does this mean? The format painter means apply all the formatting that I did to this title, to the other stuff that I select. So it's going to do 3 things to the other titles. First, I select this title and I click on Format Painter. That is the little paintbrush. Then I go to the slide where I wish to change the word and I just simply select it. And bam, it immediately changes the color, the font size, and it makes it bold. It basically does everything you did. If you had done 10 things to this title, it would take all 10 that things and apply it to the other things that you select. So now I'm doing the same. I'm selecting again. That is the downside to Format Painter. You have to select the same thing again. Otherwise, you have to use Control and select all at once. Okay, I'm just selecting one by one. And when you let go of the mouse, it applies all the formatting to those words that you selected. Okay, so on instruction 6, it says that I should also do it to the other slides, slide 3 and 4. Again, now it says change the list font size to 24 points. I wasn't going to, okay, Jonathan. Honeycrisp, I'm guessing this is apples. I'm not sure about you, but I do not like a Granny Smith apple. I think they call it Pink Lady something, a crispy apple. Okay. Okay. I selected those. I've typed those quickly. It looks like some of them should be 2 words, but anyway, I did it the way they said. And they say we should change the font size to 24. So I'm selecting all of them and I'm changing to 24. Apply the bevel perspective to the photo. We did that. 6 point. All right. So it looks like this slide is also done. It looks a bit boring, but remember we did apply a theme, and that theme will go throughout the presentation as we go. Okay, so we're ready to go to the next slide. On slide 3, change the left size to 24 again. But anyway, before we do that, let me insert the image. So once again, I'm going to pictures and I'm inserting the image, and we are looking for these people who are baking. And we're saying insert. And it says we're going to apply a different kind of effect. Let's see what they say. Insert the pie shape. Oh, we're going to do a little pie shape now. I'm going to show you how to do that. And the text, the picture effect that we're looking for is the one that has, not this. Okay, this one. So it's snip diagonal corner white. Okay, let's see if they will give us exact instructions. So we'll go for instructions. But anyway, I want to show you how to insert the pie shape. They want us to do a little pie shape, and on there we have to type bake 40 to 50 minutes. Now shapes are very nice if you know where to find them. So if you go to insert and you look at shapes, you will see in here a lot of nice little shapes that you can use to your heart's delight. And I love using them, especially if I draw my own things. So here you can see the pie shape. It looks like Pac-Man. Okay, so I've got,
Ma'am,
yes,
hi, sorry, I think you skipped a slide. The one for ingredients, it should be the ingredients and not the cooks.
directions. Oh, I see what you mean. It should have said directions. Oh, let me move it up. Okay, thank you so much. So this
No
picture was
problem.
actually supposed to be here. Wow, you are actually so awake. I'm so impressed. Okay, thank you so much. Right, directions. Now let's do that pie. So we're going to say insert shapes pie. Okay, before I start drawing it, you should be seeing a little plus sign on your screen. That means the mouse is ready to start drawing. The one trick I want to show you or teach you is to always hold shift when you draw. Why? Look at this. I'm going to draw a pie thing. Yeah, okay. That's how I draw it with my free hand. Now, if I hold down shift, I'm going to do it again and I'm going to show you how it works. If I hold down shift, it's going to make a perfectly proportioned pie. So this is the one I drew without holding shift. You might be able to do it properly, but as you can see, sometimes the one, like now, it looks more or less the same. But if you are not good at drawing with your mouse, just press shift. Now let me show you. I'm going to press shift now and look what happens. Immediately it fixes my error. So if I let go of shift, it shows how it's going to look without shift. Pressing shift, you see it makes it look proper. So always draw with a shift. Just hold shift down until you're finished and then let go. And then you will see it looks quite nice. So they want us to draw this pie chart and they want us to position it approximately on this line, more or less, or just above. And I'm holding shift again when I resize it. Okay, I can see they want us to resize it quite a bit, maybe even like that. And then the one side is almost touching the picture over here. So maybe it's more or less right. Okay, now we're going to type in the shape. Bake 40 to 50 minutes. Okay, so it's not a real chart, because if it was a real chart, when I insert a real chart in PowerPoint, it's also going to open the table in Excel where I will actually enter the data. We are going to do that. I will show you how to do that. So having a real chart is possible, but in this case, it's just an image that looks like a watch, a clock, something like that. So That is something a little bit different. Now let's see what we have to do with that. Bold the text and do it also. Is this slide 3? Insert the bar shape. Apply the colored fill. Okay, so we have to change the color shape fill to brown accent 4. What is that? Orange. Brown accent 3. Accent 3. Accent 3. Maybe it's that one. Yep. Okay. So it's brown accent 4. Size the shape as shown and type the text in there. Alright, so it looks like that is right. But this has to be bold. Yeah, so if you want to make your text bold, you will just select it. You'll go here and you'll make it bold. Of course, my image is now cutting off some of my stuff, so I will just resize my shape, holding shift and dragging it until it says 2 there and 50 at the bottom. All right, so let's stop here for today. So we are nearly done. So next time we will just finish this presentation. Just a few things still coming up. So you guys are welcome to start so long. If you have some time, start your presentation and work on it. And tomorrow we will finish it. And then you can just work on the class participation. And then on Thursday we will do something else. Stop motion in PowerPoint. Do you guys have any questions for me for today?
No questions from my side, ma'am.
All right, thank you guys. So if there are no questions, then we will say goodbye and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.